Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Infinity Wars with me, BrainBoy 20, where we last left off. We had just completed the campaign, and this is the second time I'm recording this because I'm a moron and did not disable the F11, F12 keys on Fraps. If anyone knows what that does, good for you. If you don't, it changes the overlay and stuff like that. So I went over, disabled those two keys, and I accidentally deleted the recording when I was testing to see what that actually did, because I didn't know what it did until like 5 minutes ago. Anyway, I promised I would do some PvP, but first things first, let's look at the deck I'm going to use. The name may seem funny. It's thematic too, if only because I'm not the most... I was like, look, I want tons of bounce back, so I'm just going to call it the second thematic one. Thematic 1 is a Varroa deck, which I might actually have to give a run-through of all the races. We've already seen the Overseers and a bit of Flame Dawn and the Tech faction, but, well, that's going to be a... Anyway, so what the cards do in my deck, for those who wish to know. Agent Coil! We saw this card, I think. If not, basically Agent Coil Zomborg. He is a part of the immortal Agent Coils, one of which exists in every faction. Their whole shtick is that they turn into a dragon in some way, shape, or form. A 30-30 unstoppable dragon, if I remember correctly, if you let them live and let the faction get to their max res or anything else like that. Basically, they're removal bait. Inevitable Dead. These cards are regular characters, but at the end of our first turn they come into my hand. So basically just having a ton of them and basically guaranteeing that on your second turn you've got some creatures to play. Token spam of 2/2 zombies creates 5 of them. Recurring Nightmare, I can play this card from my grave, and every time I do it gets +3/+3 permanently, but it needs to be in my grave in the first place. And that's just annoying to get that to that point. Assassinate, I needed to kill characters, trust me. Eaten by Zombies, the instant I kill you card, and then after 3 turns it comes back under my control. My unlimited characters are Endless Hordes. I want to put a few more in this deck because I have a hard time drawing them. Deck limits I think are 40, and this is well over that, or it could be 60 and I'm just being stupid. In fact, I'm fairly certain it's 40 and I'm just being stupid, and I shouldn't... This isn't a good deck by any means, but I shouldn't be spreading out my deck like this. You can have an infinite amount in your deck, I think. I've never checked this. But I really shouldn't spread it around because that's just going to cause problems when I want to draw a specific card, because I have a lot of cards that I only have one of because I've never gotten them in the expansion packs. Fill the graves. Just place a lot of cards in my graveyard, which helps my unlimited characters because they get a +1/+1 for every other Endless Horde in the grave. Unless you remove them. Firebolt, more free removal that fits every faction. Grave Rob, it's if I'm fighting another Sleepers deck, I can just remove them from play. Location Destruction. Wealthy Noble, don't ask me why the Wealthy Noble works with these people. Maybe Cultist of Ner'zhul or anything like that, who knows. Board Wipe, where my characters probably are going to survive it because they just get tougher and tougher every turn. Eleta, the Immortal Traveler. Don't ask me why I have the Zombie and the Traveler in this. This girl is just so in case, like, okay, I've got this card but not a lot of unlimited characters, just start purchasing infinite unlimited characters. Called Shot, it's Assassinate, but there's no res cost, like no permanent res cost. Fear, it pops up useful in some situations. Feast of the Dead, morale restoration, although undead really don't have morale problems, occasionally this crops up against some creatures like Descendants of the Dragons. Risen of Avarech, one of my favorite cards, basically just instant res, and it's better than most basic cards of the undead faction, and it just keeps coming right back. Excuse me, to scratch my head because I've been wearing this way too long. Vandalize, destroy target artifact. I might just get rid of it. I use it enough where it might be worthwhile. Actually, do I have any extra? Do I have... Why do I have... Oh, that one's tradable, that's why. Do I have... Yes, I'll shove another Vandalize in this one and actually have a chance of drawing it, other than 1 in 65. I think 1 in 33 is a tad better. Assuming that it's the very first card I draw, of course. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go to the mathematics behind that. And then a few zombie scavengers for the rare instance where I can summon one, which just gets +2/+2 for every undead character that dies. And since my cards will tend to die a lot, these things tend to become very powerful if they remain in the field. I also have one infected pack leader. I don't have any more, although I think I could shove more in my deck. I didn't like them originally. I didn't think they were good enough for what they did, because they originally were just a 10/10 that became exhausted after every attack and get put back in your support zone. Now they give +1/+1 for every... Oh. Yeah, they give +1/+1 for every other beast or every other undead on my side of the field, which is great. And then Aleta Immortal Sufferer is also in my command zone, which I can exhaust to create 4/4 undead characters. Infinitely. In fact, I think this used to have a res cost, and now it's just free, which is amazing, so I can just start spamming these from turn 1, which is great. Oh wait, no, it's a remove card from graveyard. Never mind, I completely forgot about that. I need to have something die first. That's where these inevitable dead come in. They just pop in, and then they die, and then I start resurrecting them as something slightly weaker, but I always have a card in the field, as long as I remember to keep using it. I don't remember that every turn. Other cards I could theoretically have in this deck that I don't. One of the many Exhumed. Yeah, it's a good card and puts some in the grave, which is useful if you have tons of endless hordes in comparison to your other cards. Infectious Zombie, whenever you kill it, it comes back from the graveyard under my control, which could be good, but I don't like them in my deck, because they might be okay. They're just okay, in my opinion. They cost little, but it's hard to position because as soon as you pull one out, the entire enemy line reorganizes, and since they don't have any form of charge or anything like that, they are a bit finicky when trying to get to kill someone. There are a few cards that fix this, but I don't have... But since this is a mono sleepers deck, it doesn't work that way, sadly. Then we also have a converted prototype, which is just a very powerful artificial creature, which in theory would be much better if we added a Genesis deck, but right now it's not very good. So yeah, that's everything I could have in my sleepers. Basic rundown of every other deck type before we go out there. This is Mr. Random, Hell's Gambler, Frenzy, discard one random card. It's lots of discards. Oh yes, pay exile cost. Exiled card is discarded and may be played at the start of the next turn for its exile cost. Hungry Devils, Consume... Oh yes, they're also gluttonous. Ritual Master, yeah, I don't care much. Flame Dawn, which is just rush, 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 and rush. This is just a rush down deck, basically. Oh yes, and they occasionally have... I was really surprised when I realized they had insectoid creatures. Insectoids, I think I mentioned this offhandedly once. If you've played Magic the Gathering, they're slivers. If you haven't played Magic the Gathering, just take a look at its effect. And now imagine that for the entire card set that involves Swarmers. Yeah! They are really sucky, but I've yet to fight a deck with them because I haven't played this game that much, so I'm actually somewhat blind. Ghost Knight is new to me. Oh, and it's basically immune to abilities. No, it's not new to me, I knew that. Infested Knight is a sleeper's card, but you need Sleeper and Flame Dawn in order to bring this to battle. Resolute Knight, 2 lives, it dies once, comes right back. Torch Bearers, which are amazing. No, they aren't. When it comes into play, it does 3 health damage. I basically say that's completely useless. You don't want cards that do so pitiful amounts of damage unless you're rushing down, which makes perfect sense with Flame Dawn. Vanguard Knight, extremely strong knight for low cost. Vicious Ransacker does 3 damage to everything in support zone. Great card. Oh, I have these both selected. Descendants of the Dragon, morale damage, and just generally really tough flying things. Oh, and I have this unique creature. Like I said a while ago, Descendants of the Dragon have some non-death waste win. This is one of them. Who died to a non-sacrifice effect to be removed from the game. Instead, he returns to the support zone and loses a chapter. At the end of each turn, Julin is in the defense zone. He gains a chapter. When Julin has 6 chapters, you win the game. It's one of their non-lethal, non-morale ways to end a battle early. So yeah, they're good. And they also have lots of build-up, so you don't want to let them do that. And then here's Z Who Honors the Dead, Unascended, for anyone who wants to see. They also have a couple of buffing skills. Moving on, Varor. We've seen hints of them. Aether Acolyte. They are the heavy magic faction, as in like genuine magic. And card draw is a thing. They also have extremely tough creatures. Mostly they are sacrifice, death, as shown by Rita's Thrall. You can sacrifice and it will keep coming back to be sacrificed again and again. Excuse me, let me scratch my ear again. Basically, they take lots of things out of play and are instant kills. Genesis, the tech faction, basically improvements at a cost, at some sacrifice. Like, this is useless, and is lots of their cards combo with themselves. You don't want to let their cards stay alive for very long. That's a really neat card, and I'm surprised I didn't notice it earlier. It's uncommon. And then we also got these Ascended cards from playing the Overseers. This is the Beast faction, who I can't remember what is it called? Warpath? Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's called the Warpath faction. Here is their faction-specific extra resource card. Here's a Brutal Swarmer by them, and as you can see, it's fairly dangerous. Caretaker of the Young. Basically, they are we create tons of tokens, and then buff each other and buff beasts. They also heal themselves a lot, and have lots of really big stompy creatures with high cost. Oh, and they also have Unstoppable as their shtick. But yeah, heal and fight. So, and then we also have already seen the Overseers, and just some quick look at the general cards that everyone could have. Conscripted Militia, Strength in Numbers. Defense Golems, quite common. I used to run these as well. Basically, they hold the line for you while you set up everything. Mortar Cannons just deal direct damage to fortresses, bypassing defenses. General Conscripts. Me. I have another called shot. Give me. Okay, this is ridiculous. I don't use Fill the Grave at all, and while it's nice to have, it's just useless to me. I hate the card so much for what it does. I have this. I'll let you read it, but there's one card I need to make it useful, and it would require a very specific combo. But aside from that, it's a really, really fun card. I might make a joke deck based around this if I ever get more of them. But yeah, so let's go play and stop wasting your time. Let's go to do some non-play. Deaf Mute is one of my in-real-life friends, but he hasn't played the game that much. Neither have I, but I've done some ranked play, as evidenced by my rating. Let's begin. Well then, never. Okay. Oh, I've never known what merged was before. Might have to do that at a time. I'm gonna just do infinite because I do not care. And I will be using thematic 2. His music will grate on you for a while, and so will the Sleeper's music, but I don't feel the urge to change until I get some more cards, which are not exactly easy to get. We'll play like 1, maybe 2 matches if the match is really, really quick, although some matches can take a while if both teams are living for a very long time, and if this falls through, we'll just go to the academy and finish up that stuff, so I don't leave you without anything. But it looks like I might be screwed here. Considering this is like 11 o'clock at night, I didn't really think this through. Yeah. I might just upload this anyway. You know what, I'm gonna stop recording, and then if we get a game, I'll call you all back in. So, see you in a bit. We got a game. And I'm going first, and I can't do oh wait, no. Okay. Yeah, I chose a bad time for this, and I understand, but I love the music, and what is he running? Why do you have this card? And connection issues. It's not my side, I know that much. My connection's not that bad, considering I can upload these videos in like 20 minutes maximum. Just to show off, you can in fact mulligan, but there's no point to this deck. There are not many cards at all that have that issue, but I might just disconnect, because in this case, it seems like Tenjom is, not exactly here right now. Yeah. There's a global chat. Maybe this wasn't the best time. I might even just come back tomorrow and then just do a quick recording when I actually get a game together that doesn't wipe itself out or anything like that. Yeah, oh, claim win. Yeah, I'll be back. Never mind, he actually reconnected. Wow. Right, so now we have our Inevitable Dead. We also have this. Personally, I'm gonna just drop down the Inevitable... actually, no, I'll drop you down, just because I would like the extra res. Unless we had the exact same idea. So now we can start shoving down the Inevitable... we can now start shoving down Endless Hordes, but I'm gonna do Inevitable Dead, and I'm also gonna drop down my Risen of Avarech to start forcing the respawns. And maybe put some pressure, but that's not huge. In the event that you try to use that Death Worshipper spam on me and tick me the heck up. Right, every time this happens, I'm just going to show you the screen, and then I'll cut to when he reconnects. Alright? 3, 2, 1, I don't want to be a dick, but at this point, if it's going to take this long, I'm going to just claim win. I don't want to be a dick like this, but if his connection's this bad, where I have to wait for like significant periods of time, well over what the timer would allow, I'm just gonna have to do this. I'm sorry, mate. completely undeserved experience points and money. Win or lose, you get a decent chunk of experience and a decent chunk of change. But yeah, considering how quick that was, I don't want to rob you of any actual game, because that just sucked, I'm sorry. I'll try to find another one. So, when I return, I'll be in another game, so see you soon. Right, we actually got some normal, hopefully not crashy thing, and very first thing we're going to start off with is a wealthy noble, because he can't possibly remove it. And we'll also see who's in his command zone. It seems like a mix of Genesis and other such thing is going down this time. Now, of course, I'm just going to shove you in the defense zone because you respawn and you have less morale cost, or exact same morale cost. And in later Immortal Searcher, so it's just free card draw. Harbinger of Light gets charge. Ooh, I've not seen that one yet. Alright, now with this setup I'm going to shove out both Immortal Deads. Now you can target people inside of the command zone. However, it's difficult. I don't have any removal that really hits their command zone, which becomes an issue, and he's going to firebolt this, which makes perfect sense. This comes into play, which will start dealing damage to me. What will deal damage to me? Well, it actually already dealt damage to me, I just don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to shove both of these here to start killing off some of his people. Actually, well, yes, I'm doing the right thing. Keep telling yourself that. I'm going to save my removal for something more useful to kill off. I'm going to start shoving down the endless deads. And here comes Bromich. Bloody bastard. He's dead? Oh yeah, those things have Bloodthirst. I completely forgot. Bloodthirst gives +2+... It gives health and power when in combat with another character, so these things were technically 7/6s for the fight. They still died, but you have to give it to them. They're fairly tough. Now for this one, I could actually shove him into combat. Ooh, unexpected. Well, now I can start using this person's... I can start using Aleta Immortal Sufferer's ability and start sacking those cards in order to get infinite zombies, which is going to be nice from my end. I can't kill off any of these, and I don't have anything that can be hit by this or any other set of words, so I'm just going to X out of that, because he says something to me. And I could grave rob them, but there's no point. So I'm just going to shove down Endless Deads. I'm not playing this very effectively. I'm somewhat out of the loop. Now, I know what's going to happen. He's just going to put these in front of Bromich, which makes perfect sense. I'm going to shove you here, and you here. In theory, this should hit the Bromich. In practice, he's probably going to put it in the middle, which may or may not end up with a dead Bromich. Now I'm going to activate this again and call it the inevitable dead. Nope, perfect. Now, I really shouldn't be playing this defensive game, because this is just going to cause issues to me in the long run. Now, he's going to get extremely powerful the longer this remains, and the good news with this card is that I can sack my own zombies and increase the number of zombies I've got for free! So basically, once you have 2 zombies, as long as you're sacking one of them, you'll always have another zombie to shove into the field. So I'm going to move you 2, and I'm going to summon some more Endless Deads. And as you can see, their effect is coming into play, where they're just becoming steadily more and more powerful. Where did my Risen... Wait. Where did my Risen of Everetch go? I would decided, yep, wasted. I never moved it. Where did my Risen of Everetch go? Did I... Oh yeah, I did sack him. Oh, I'm smart. I do not have any premium removal, so I am just going to sack, punch, kill, and probably shove you here. Wait. Character in combat zone. Oh, in combat zone. Never mind. Thought I could cheese the command zone. No, command zone does not technically count as combat zone, which is... Well, actually, that makes perfect sense. Shut up, BrainBoy. I'm also going to pull you into the field. Where? Well, I'll just shove you onto this side, behind the wall of the zombie scavenger. And I will shuffle out the vandalize for an assassinate. Fireball goes where? Oh, too bad. He doesn't die. We finally get a reoccurring nightmare, my absolute favorite card, and why do you have a... What? Oh, Risen of Everetch. Sorry. I'm an idiot. So, pull another zombie out of the field like the dick I am, and just... You see where this deck goes, just keeps pulling things out of the grave, and now we play the reoccurring nightmare and make him cry. Now, actually, what we make... Hang on. Oh, you bastard. Kill target character. Now this is going to reduce my max res. However, this will... That'll force it into a support zone instead of the command zone, meaning it's no longer that safe. No. That works just fine. That works exactly the way it should. Just go. Just go. It works out perfectly fine for what I'm doing here. Here comes Overload Soldier. I'll have to explain what Overload Soldier does, but he's a really annoying card. Now, Elatas have the nasty habit of coming back to life when they feel like it. So what I'm going to do is remove it from the game, hence why I have these, specifically for Elatas. And I'm just going to move every name card first. Any card that has any special effects. And then these. These have no bearing on my deck, sadly. Did that get bounced back? Oh no, I just never played it. Wow, I'm a moron if I'm forgetting this stuff. Now, do I have anything I can actually sack? No, not really. And I did not show you Overload Soldier. Pay 2, he gets +2/+2 permanently. And he has Immolate 2 because of this, because I got rid of my only Vandalize by shuffling it back into the deck. At least I think that shuffles it back into the deck. So now he has no more Elatas, which is perfectly fine by my standards. And he assassinates this, but that makes perfect sense for him to do so, but it also reduces his maximum card limit. And I win next turn anyway, so... Yeah. His Elatos are removed from the game. So, yeah. Really, I don't have much else to say. I mean, I'm gonna play the Wealthy Noble anyway, and draw another card in hopes that I'll get an Endless Dead, which I just shove into the field, and you can see that the +1/+1s are working wonders for the Endless Dead. Actually, you can actually click end turn. If your opponent hasn't finished, you can cancel your end turn. I'm gonna shove you here, just to make sure he's dead permanently. And unless he's got removal, he dies. Oh, nope, I can't read. I really can't read. But now this is a 10-10. So unless he's got some uber method of winning, I want this. But what I'm going to do to extend my lead, I'm going to pay 9 res, strictly so I increase my base res by 1 permanently, and he's conceded the game. Hey. With 5 PvP games in the deck containing at least 2 Sleeper of Avalanche Commanders. Sleeping no more, 5 games. Okay. As you can see, here's the actual things. Like, if you win through the method that I won last time, you won't get the full amount, but the full amount's just 500 EXP base and plus 150 IP, which is just the in-game currency. And we get the Achievo, which gives me an Iron Sleeper's Medal. Claim reward. Medals can be shoved under profiles. I think. I have no idea where the Sleeper's Medal is. And now you can see why my avatar is Aleta the Immortal Sufferer. I have a few other avatars based on the things I've succeeded in. I could be a cat, or I could be Creepy Spaceman, or I can be Demon Worshipper, or I can be For Mother Russia, or I could be a robot. But no, I prefer Undead Robot, because Undead Robot is fun. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed your first taste of PvP. So when we come back, we'll do a bit more of it, and basically that's just what this series is going to be. I'll do other things like Rift Runs and other such things like that. But until then, this has been BrainBoy 20 with Let's Play Infinity Wars, and I am signing off. Oh, but one more thing, if you haven't signed off yet, and are interested in this, it didn't work last time that my friend and I tried this. But what this is supposed to do is, like, share IP and get, like, free cards and other, like, training and stuff like that to the person who shared with this, but basically my universal invite code is, and here's the number, 16518. If anyone's interested in just joining the game, completely free, and you can get it on Steam. You can get it on Steam, simple as that. And should get more updates later, so hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.